Hey everyone, it's Sam. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be memory planning the week of January 3rd through January 9th using this beautiful kit from Planet Fancy called First Snow. It is my first time using a kit from Planet Fancy. This is her newest format and it's my favorite. With all of the little things, all of the boxes. I have so much left over. Let me know actually when I do my videos at the end before I say goodbye, would you like to see what I have left over in my kits? I usually sell them as a de-stash, my leftovers, but would you guys like to see what I have left of every kit? Because that would be something I could do. But I did pair it with two different wiggles or foils. They're essentially the same, but one's from Caress Press and one's from SPC. They're like a glittery pink star foil bundle. They are from, I don't think the pink one from SPC was anything but just a regular foil that she brought to the shop, and the one from Caress Press was from a mystery last year. The only thing I had that was an issue, but it really wasn't an issue because I was able to fix it. But the bottom washi, the first one that I put the bows on, fit perfectly. The other two was a little bit wider than 15 millimeters, so I had to trim it because on the second half of the week it kind of hung off the page, but I trimmed it down so it fit perfectly for the 15 millimeter. And I ripped my page, my planner page, but I fixed that with some sticker paper that was able to be covered, and you don't even know, to be honest with you. But yeah, I will definitely be purchasing from Planet Fancy again. The kit is beautiful. There was lots of shops that used this art, but I think she actually did the best with the boxes. For one, I liked that there was no double box, because for so often I do like that there is no double box once in a while. Wow. And my favorite box was actually the one with the dog looking up at the bird feeder. So, and the snowman by himself. But yeah, I love it. I don't know how many times I could say that I love it. There was just the right amount of deco and boxes, and like I said, I had a ton left over. You got to pick out, I believe, the color of your hair for the tall box. There was a tall box scene, but I ended up cutting that to use the as hole reinforcers, because you guys like to know, you guys know I like to use hole reinforcements that I punch out, and there wasn't an extra bottom washi, so I would actually really like, honestly, if I can get one extra strip of washi, like the purple where the bows are on, if I can get that, or just that sheet even, sold separately, which I don't think so. I don't think you can buy individual sheets, but if you don't, I would love to see, to be able to add one more piece of washi, because I like to do, it's only a me thing, but if I could have like the washi sheet sold like individual or extra, I would definitely buy another one just so I could use it for hole reinforcers. Because I don't mind using like extra boxes to fill in the as the hole reinforcers, but sometimes they kind of don't match, but most of the time they do. All of the time really they do, but I just prefer something more solid versus like a scene to try to match it, because I went from like top to bottom in the scene too to make it look like the walkway to the house. But yeah, while I'm still putting down the base, there was one thing that I wanted to mention too in this planner video, because I didn't mark it on Sunday, was that Bob Saget had passed away, who you probably know as Danny Tanner. And that actually hit pretty hard, because growing up in the 90s, watching Full House, watching Fuller House currently, you felt like part of the family, to be honest with you. So knowing that he had passed away on Sunday was real sad, especially the week before when Betty White had passed away. So that's two main people that I watched and still watch that are gone. But yeah, also at the top, I think I put it on camera too. I did use both the star deco bits, both from SPC and from Caress Press, to decorate and fill in the spots up at the top. And I think that it looks super cute. It was in a little sparkle. The sparkle in this foil is beautiful. The sparkle in the Caress Press kit is one step, is more chunkier. So it's more of I guess maybe a confetti. I don't even know, but they matched. It was the same color essentially, so I thought that was a perfect match. And I wanted to use them together because Crest Press had the bougie boxes, and I like the bow from SPC. So I should be getting into the day by day shortly. Let's see. Maybe. I don't know. I probably should have squished this down just a tiny bit more, but I did not. But yeah, here's, I'm just cutting off the deco. But in the sidebar, I did use a rather large sticker. It was from Beneva Creations. It was putting up Christmas decorations, but it was taking down the Christmas decorations. So I should have used a bigger box, but I didn't. But that was my sidebar. So it fit. It went into the tall box, into the snowman box, just a tiny, tiny bit, but that's okay. I'll survive. But starting off with Monday, I did use a square box to mark that I took the day off because I did work for a few hours on Monday, and I wanted to have like a nice long nice weekend for the new year. So I took the day off script and I just chopped it in half so it was on top of each other, and I used it with a munchkin from Once More With Love hanging out in a pillow to mark that day off. Then on a little thing, I used the car icon from The Wiggle to mark that I had to run up soda to Ian. And I think the soda machine was down. So he had no soda, so I had to run some up from home for him. And then on another little thing, I used a camera from Shop Spencer and Jude to mark that I uploaded my plan with me for my New Year's week, which if you haven't checked that out, I definitely think you should because it is beautiful. It is definitely one of my favorite foil pairings I think I've ever done, honestly. So if that question was part of the awards tag, that would have been it for this year. Hands down, like already. But moving on to the second half, on a solid patterned piece of washi, I used the Lazy Day script from SPC and a Banella laying in bed to mark that I just relaxed the rest of the day. And I don't know if you know this currently, but remember back in the day when Facebook used to have a poke button where you used to have like poke wars back and forth with people or like your crush or just random friends and stuff like that? Well, spoiler alert, Facebook still has it. Ian found it and we had a poke war this day, like back and forth, probably about like 30 to 50 times, to be honest. So I just used a heart icon to mark that. Then on a little thing, I used a Carly Plans little plant sticker to mark that I repotted some plants. I think 2 of them I did. And then on another little thing with a TV icon, I marked that I watched 911 Lone Star because it did premiere again back on TV for the new season. And it's very, very emotional so far. So I'm expecting more roller coaster as the season continues. Moving on to Tuesday. On a little thing, I used the fork and knife icon to mark that I made chicken Alfredo. And then I also got a call from the eye doctor because I had an appointment this week too. So I was just confirming my appointment using the phone icon from the foil. And then on a half box, I used a Bubba Bear Studios girl to mark that I had a terrible migraine. I do like, however, one thing I wanted to note, that you all know that I purged like my character stickers. I sold them all. So starting fresh, I was actually able to use quite a bit of foiled icons, which I normally try to use, but I got to use more this time because of the lack of characters that I have, which is fine. But it was really cool to actually get to use more sparkle in the kit. But the next thing I marked for the second half was that I ran to the library to print out some labels and stuff. To print out Ian's car insurance because his car was going into the shop the next day. So I just used a paperclip icon to mark that from the foil bundle. Then on a rounded quarter box, I used a Nightingale Paper Co. Winston watering plants to mark that I watered some of my plants this day. And then on a fancy label, I used a Paper Shire Couples sticker to mark that we dropped Ian's car off down at the garage because he was getting an oil change, his service light was on, and he got his inspection done. So I just wanted to mark that we dropped it off this night, like he dropped it off at work and after work, and I just met him there to pick him up to drive him home. It's right down the road from our house. Moving on to Wednesday, on a patterned piece of washi, I just used the payday script to mark that it was payday. And then I marked on a fancy label with the car icon from the foil bundle to mark that Ian's car was at Binks, which, as I just mentioned previous, that we dropped it off. Then on an appointment label, I used the angry girl from Fox and Cactus with the pastel hair to mark that he needed new front brakes, which was not surprising, but it was extra money that I wasn't expecting to pay out of pocket this day. So I was a little bit angry and aggravated about that. Then moving on to the second half in a patterned third box, I used the little bathtub icon to mark that I took a lunch shower, which this is one of my favorite things to do, being that I'm working from home, is that I get to take showers on my lunch. Nice warm, so if it's like a cold day like it was today, I get to take a nice long warm hot shower on my lunch. And then on an appointment label, I used the like little asterisk icon that I paid some of the bills that were due this week. And for dinner, because Ian was home because of his car being in the shop, we ordered Domino's, so I just used a little Teddy Plansco girl with a pizza box to mark that. And then with a little Papershire vanilla with a box of popcorn, I just marked that it was Chicago Wednesday. I'm still not caught up on Chicago Fire, but I'm hoping that I will be soon. I still need to start season 9 and then catch up on season 10, but I will get there eventually. Then on Thursday, in a half box, I used the little glasses icon with an appointment script to mark that I had an eye appointment at 11 o'clock this morning. Just a routine check. It's been a couple years because of COVID that I wasn't able to go, and I just wanted to get some new contacts. So it was literally like a 5-minute. I was checking out longer than my actual appointment. So I got some contacts. My eyes have actually stayed the same, which is good. So I just needed to get up which is good because I got a whole bunch of glasses recently from Firmoo.com, and I didn't want to get rid of them, even though they're cheap. I still like them and they're very cute, and I didn't want to get rid of them. Then on a rounded quarter box, I used the little movie clapper icon to mark that my Planner Awards video went live. This is the 2021 Planner Awards that, I don't know what, I think it was like the wrap-up tag that Chandler of Chan Plans created. So that video went live, which you should check it out down below in my videos, because it was fun to do. I loved actually doing that, and it was a talk through, so that was super fun. On a little thing, then after, I marked using a little succulent flower pot of succulents from Pumpkin Paper Co. that I marked that I went to Lowe's for a plant that my mom had wanted, so I picked it up since I was right down the road for my appointment. On an appointment label, I used a paper and milk Little Maru in a cup of coffee to mark that I got a brown sugar oat latte from Dunkin', which was so good. I need to get it again. I didn't get any like extra sugar or extra cream or extra milk or anything. It was just perfect the way it was. That's if it was made that way every time. But I need to get it again before they take it away. Then on a fancy label, I used a little vanilla sale sticker from Papershire to mark that Stick with the Plan Co. had a large sale. She had 40% off for a few days to get rid of stock from her manufactured stickers because she's going back to making her own, which is exciting. And then we had some snow. And I used a Munchkin rolling a snowball to mark that. But with a Stick with the Plan Co., I think I bought like 23, 24 sheets. I went a little ham on it, but that's okay because, again, I'm building back up my character stickers. Moving on to Friday, on another patterned half box, I marked that Ian had a dentist appointment at 11:30, and I just used this little ghost because he was showing his teeth and like pointing to them, so I wanted to mark it that way. Then on a third box, I used the planner sticker icon from one of the foil bundles to mark that I pulled stickers for this spread, up until this day at least. And then on a little thing, I marked with a Stick with the Plan Co. girl migraine that I was like, I had this fuzzy feeling in my head that it just didn't feel right all day, like throughout the day. But then, so I marked like later on that I wasn't feeling well, but in a third box, I marked that I ran twice with the circle icon. Then with another Papershire girl laying in bed, I marked that I wasn't feeling well. And this was the premiere of Love During Lockup this week, so I just used a fancy label and a TV icon to mark that. And it's more bizarre than like life after lockup or love during or love after lockup or life after lockup. So like it's these people and you get to show like the relationship while the people are still in prison. Again, it's trash TV, but I love it. Then moving on, to Saturday, on a fancy label, the sticker kind of made sense, but then didn't make sense. I marked that I had to drag out my massage table out of the garage because I was giving a massage later on this day. So I have a Benella throwing the table. I think it had a flying coffee cup, but I cut that out. But it was just that I drug out the table from my garage to clean it up. Then on a pattern piece of washi, I marked that I washed the massage sheets and I used the slippers from the kit to mark that. If you don't know, I think I've mentioned it before, but like years ago, I used to be a massage therapist. So I still do it from time to time like it's been probably 2 years since I've actually given a massage. But my friend asked for one that I work with and I agreed. So the next thing I marked was on a fancy label that I went to her house to give her an 1.5-hour massage. And I just used the hand icon to mark that because I don't have any massage stickers. Stickers. On a little thing, I used an asterisk to mark that I went to Lowe's. I was looking for plants, but they didn't have any that I wanted or needed. Not that I need plants, but I love them, so I kind of need them. But they didn't have anything that I really wanted, so I left empty-handed. Then on a patterned piece of washi, I used a Paper Shire Girl to mark that I relaxed this day after I came back from Shelby's. On a little thing, I used a Nightingale Paper Co. Winston like FaceTiming to mark that I had a TikTok binge, and then I did a face mask this night, so I just used the icon to mark that. Then on Sunday, on a pattern piece of washi, I used a Stick with the Plan Co. Girl laying in bed and the sleep in script to mark that I, of course, slept in. Probably not as much as I wanted to. I think I was up at like 9 anyway, but I still got to sleep in more than I normally do. It was like icy rain this day. There was like a nice like rainstorm, but it was all ice. My car and like all the cars around were covered and like dripping with icicles. So I just used this little Coffee Monsters Co. emoji to mark that with a shovel. Then in a third box, I used a migraine emoji from the Coffee Monsters Co. to mark that I had a migraine, because of course, you know, with weather, my head is all over the place. Then on a little thing, once the roads cleared up a little bit, I did go to Garrity's with my mom for dinner, and I used a little shopping icon to mark that. On another little thing, I used the YouTube play button to mark that I filmed this plan with me this night. And then on a pattern piece of washi, I used a Girl from Planet Beautiful who is no longer opened, and a laundry script from the foil to mark that I did a majority of my laundry. And then on an appointment label, I used the TV icon to mark that I had a TV binge, which I was just watching SWAT 90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days and The Rookie, because they all come on Sundays. So I just watched those. And that is my week. So while I'm still putting down just a little bit of my stickers, how is everybody's New Year starting? Mine is doing okay. We still don't know when we're going back to work. We have an tentative date of February 22nd, but I have a feeling with the new variants coming out that are always popping up now, it's going to probably push it back further. I honestly think they should just give us the okay to stay home for good, but I don't know if that's going to actually happen with my department. Like the customer service aspect of my job, like the customer service department, they have the option to stay home. Us being in financial services, we don't know yet for sure, but I'm hoping we get to stay home for good because I would really enjoy it. And I would miss those lunch showers if I didn't get to stay home. But yeah, I love how this turned out. I know I mentioned no, maybe I didn't mention this before, but I think when I did my January kit lineup, the kit I'm most excited for is the kit I'm doing next week, which is the January 2021 mystery kit from Glam Planner, the ice skating kit. I searched high and low for it, and like luckily Elle came through and had an extra one and I was able to purchase it. But that has been my most anticipated kit since I got the kit in my hands to be able to use. So I'm excited to lay that down, which I might do tonight. Actually, today is the 11th, so I might actually do that tonight, lay down the base. And I actually think I'm going to lay down the base to my monthly off camera because I want to kind of play around with it since it's my first monthly doing in years. So I kind of want to get a feel of it first before I film it. But I will film like the day by day of like when I fill it out, like my memories for January. So you won't miss it completely. You'll just miss the base down for a while, but that's okay. If you do have any questions for me, leave them down below. I would be happy to answer them in my next video. I didn't ask for any this time, which is okay. I could have waited. I could have, because I could have had some less dead air in the beginning. But yeah, I did have to switch my pen out halfway through too, but that's okay. Luckily I found one. I don't know, it was like drying out, but yet I'm still able to use it, so I was a bit confused. But here is the finished spread. I'm just going to throw it in my planner and give a wiggle. Let's see. Maybe? Kind of, sort of. I'm taking a while. I guess I didn't fast forward this part. Whoops. Let's see. There we go. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a wiggle. Finally, I get to show you the wiggle of the video. But look at this pretty foil. It's so pretty. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you in my next one. Have a great day, guys. Bye.